Good morning. So go to your on there. Go. Yep. So he's getting when it comes on. Oh, you tag in. Hold on. Go up to edit.
Go to edit.
Uh huh. Right there. And then edit post.
Edit post.
And then
I need to tag Ronald and Angie.
Angie. And you can tag everybody. You see that tag right there with the man right there?
Yeah.
Put her name, Ramsey, Ronald Ramsey up there.
You see it?
Good morning and welcome to the Stoney Love morning show. I'm sorry for the delay, guys. It's trust me, it's not intentional. The sun is shining behind us. We're in a good place this morning. I hope that you are in a good place. I wanted to tell you before I say anything else, try to be a rainbow in someone else's clouds. So, you see someone down today, make sure you lift them up. Help carry them along the way. We have to help each other, love each other, and support one another. And not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, in any way we can. And today I have two great guests, and one has already been with me before, and I'm glad he decided to come on back home. I miss you too, Mr. Butler.
Yes, missed you as well.
Yes.
Thanks for having me again.
Oh, yes, always. You're always welcome. Curtis Butler, veteran author and also affiliated with the Cool in the Gang, is with us this morning. And he brought along with him Ronald Ramsey from the Ramsey Company. He's a broker, real estate broker. And he's going to tell us and share with us all about what it takes to get a home. And good morning, Mr. Ramsey. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
You enjoying the sunshine?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, the sun usually sets the mood.
It does.
You know, it makes you feel that vitamin D, and we're getting the natural part this morning. Now, tell everybody about the Ramsey Company. How did it get started? And what made you create such a dynamic company?
Well, I originally got into real estate back in 2013. I've always had a passion for real estate. I consider myself a bit of a nerd, so originally I wanted to go into IT,
Okay.
but something about real estate just kept pulling me towards it. I've had my brokerage for about 2 years now.
Okay.
In my experience from getting my license back in 2013, I've been affiliated with a number of different brokerages, and there was always different things that I would do differently as a leader. So I ended up making the decision 2 years ago that, you know what, I want my own.
Wow.
I want my own. I want to be able to do it my way and not be limited to what another broker says. So
Is there a difference? Because I'm not that literate when it comes to real estate. Is there a difference between broker and real estate, or is that the same thing, or is one a fancier name?
So in Georgia, you're a real estate agent first. And in order to become a broker, you have to have your license for at least 4 years
Oh, so you
consistently.
graduated.
Yeah, and then with being a broker, you're allowed to run your own team, and do things your way, as long as you operate within.
The dynamics of the law.
Yeah,
The parameters of the law.
you can do whatever you want outside of that, and then you know you kind of set the limitations. For me, I don't believe in that aspect of things, so sky's the limit.
So you've created jobs for people.
Mm-hmm.
How big is your staff?
Not big at all. I try to keep I guess the better way to say it is a close-knit type of setup.
Yes.
I don't believe in the corporate structure so much because that's how you start losing track of the people that are a part of your company.
That's true.
And, I firmly believe in the idea of duplicating myself.
Okay.
And if I have 50, 60 people, under my company, someone's not going to be able to provide the same level of customer service the way that I would. So keeping a tighter group kind of helps to create that dynamic where I'm not having to worry about the idea of someone mishandling a client because you're not just representing yourself, you're representing my brand.
That's
So
right.
it's very important that, the focal point is not just about knowledge, but it's about the experience that we provide.
So say, for instance, if I come to work for the Ramsey Group and I'm just a receptionist, but I'm interested in getting my license, will you coach me on how to do that?
Absolutely. That, and another thing that I try to also focus on is finding out what your motivation is in becoming a real estate agent.
Okay.
A lot of people, they want to do it part-time, supplemental income. Some people want to do it because they know that real estate can be lucrative.
Yes.
But if your motivations aren't right, then you're not going to be a fit for my team.
Right.
And for me, it's not about the money primarily. It's about the people that we're providing a service to.
Exactly.
The money usually follows if you're providing good
The
service.
great service. That is
Yeah.
true.
Yep.
I always say that when you're doing what you love, the money will come.
Yep, absolutely.
And it will gravitate to you. That's why I never worry about those things.
Yep.
Because I know it would definitely come. Well, I want to say I'm interested in buying a home, but I know two things.
Right.
Credit wise, I'm not there. And I'm working. My daughter's been helping me with that in the past few years.
Right.
So I may have a credit score about 620, but I do have some past things on there that even though I have a 620 credit score, I wouldn't qualify to get a house, would I, with a repossession?
No. Well, it depends on how recent it was.
It was forever ago, but it's there.
No, it wouldn't necessarily disqualify you if it's been some years ago. Usually they look at loan officers. When I say they usually look at what's happened in the last year or two. And then they take things from there. Now, I've seen it where someone can have a credit score in the 600s and still can't get a house because their debt-to-income ratio, which is another aspect of things, is pretty high. And when I say debt-to-income ratio, they look at the amount of debt that you have in comparison to the income that you have. And if they're similar, the likelihood of you getting approved is slim.
Okay.
You're already not going to be approved if you have more debt than you have income. So they want to see that you have more income than you do have debt. That way, if they're going to trust you with a mortgage, they know that your current income will be able to take care of it.
So since I can't buy, could you help me rent to own?
Yeah. As long as the option's out there. Because the one thing about the MLS access and stuff that we have as real estate agents and brokers is that there's no set area that will help you find out or find specific homeowners who are looking to or who are open to what they call a lease option or lease purchase.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a matter of calling people and finding out, okay, or well, I know you want to sell your house, but are you okay with doing a lease purchase? That kind of thing. So, usually you can go on a website and say this person's wanting to sell their house or this person's wanting to rent their house. But there's no set filter on finding people who are okay with doing rent to buy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because I know that was popular at one time,
Mm-hmm.
and then it seemed like it's not so
No,
popular.
not these days, because for the last few years we've been in what's called a seller's market,
And what does that mean?
where the sellers usually have the advantage in a transaction over a buyer. So a seller could typically ask for what they want in terms of price, and they'll usually get it, which is why the values of homes have gone up so much.
Oh.
And
okay.
usually it becomes a seller's market. It's kind of like when you go back to basic economics when it comes to supply and demand. When there's more demand than there is supply, it's a seller's market.
And that would be more of me looking for housing.
Right, but not as many housing to buy.
Ah.
So everyone's chasing a really nice property. So for a long time, for the last maybe 5 to 6 years, you would have one nice property that's getting 10 to 15 offers.
So then the best offer wins.
Yep. Which is why property values have gone up,
Ah.
because everyone's outbidding the other. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, when we come back, you guys, we're going to learn what it takes to get into some of these rental properties that may be available.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be right back with Curtis Butler III and Ronald Ramsey II.
Is my posture?
Messed up. Perfect. Because we know Sunday dinner, it's going to be something to smile and laugh as a family.
You gotta wash your hands. At least for 20 seconds. We got the soap right here.
Growing up as a child, even though we had a small family, it was only 4 of us, we always sat around the table, and that was passed down from my grandparents. We would always sit around the table, so having the family around just made the food taste better because, we did it all together, we prepared it all together. I guess innately, that's just what I wanted to do for our kids.
What's happening down there?
What you doing, buddy? I should see your belly button.
Sunday dinner in our household means kids running around in the kitchen, the kids alternating, trying to help out, teaching them new things. and incorporate everything they like. So we really involve them. What do you want for Sunday dinner, you know? So we can put it on the menu and make it together. Some more. Now that we're vegan in this family, the kids have more options and they have tried new things.
Like stuff that when I was that age, I wouldn't even touch,
Right.
you know, so they're exposed to some different things, which I think is awesome. Now they're able to show their personality with asking us about things, whether it's something that they just want to learn more about or if they
Right.
just want to ask us about our day.
Right.
But them being intentional about their questions, about them learning, about us being together as a family.
And then the kids always, they
set the
table. That's their job. You go set the table.
Is that good? So after y'all get a chance to try some of the delicious food, we got to start with highs and lows.
But we said, listen, everybody have their own high and low for the day or the week that they want to share during dinner time.
Right.
And it was something that was really significant because everyone started to have their own voice. You know, we helped to get the kids out of their shell
Right.
by having the highs and lows.
And it's routine now. Like,
Yes.
we don't even have to prompt it now. The girls are like, oh, you didn't say your, let's start our highs and our lows. I think it makes them happy, you know, as children, that they know that it's an expectation at the end of the day. You put your computer down, you put your pad down, you put your book down, and there's nothing but, you know, our voices across the table.
Sitting around the table is just something that it doesn't require a lot, and you just come together.
It strengthens our bond as a family because we sit down and it's very purposeful. And I think it's a safe place.
It's about the experience in the moment and enjoying
Right.
time with the family, because that's the most important thing. As long as we are able to come together and just see one another, that means more to me than anything. I do remember
Good morning. Welcome back to the Stoney Love Morning Show. I'm Stoney Love, and with me this morning I have Mr. Ronald Ramsey II and Curtis Butler III. And I want to give you some news. Biden has stated that the decision on gas tax holiday decision may come this week. Gas prices slightly decreased in Cobb County. Yay for Cobb County. And Georgia mom was arrested after leaving her kids outside of a Dollar Tree in a hot parked car. Please check your back seat, y'all. There's been a lot of children dying or having heat strokes because their parents are jumping out of the car and forgetting them. I just had the incident the other day. I was at the racetrack, and as I was pulling off, there was 2 kids in the back seat. I jumped out of the car because as a mother, that's just my thing to do. If I see you abusing your kids, trust me, I'm going to say something to you. If I see you hitting them too hard, trust me, I'm going to say something to you. I'm that mother. I'm that grandmother. So I jumped out of my car. They had baby in the car seat and a little baby in a baby car seat. I called 911 and I told them I'm about to break this window because it is 97 degrees. They said, before I do that, try and see if the doors were unlocked. The front door was unlocked, and I opened the door, and the lady came outside. I let her know I called the police, and I gave them her tag number, and they're going to be contacting her. You cannot leave your kids in the car and go in the store. Take them with you. Someone could have come by and taken the car with the key, with the kids in the car. So if you have mothers like me and they see you doing that, you're going to get got. So don't leave your babies in the car. Vince Carter, number 15 of the Atlanta Hawks. House was broken into last night, overnight. And the Highlander of Midtown has closed its doors of 30 years. So that was our news, local news segment. And good morning again, Mr. Ronald Ramsey from the Ramsey Group. if you're looking to buy a house or speak about putting your house up for sale, renting your house, or would it say leasing your house, this is the young man that you would like to speak to.
I'm your guy.
Can you please tell the audience where to locate you, your website? They can get a pen and write this information down.
Absolutely. My website is theramseyco.com, co being short for company. That'll probably be the easiest way to get in contact with me. My contact information is on the website.
Okay, so everything they need to know is at theramseyco.com.
Yep.
Y'all heard that. So I want to speak about, you were sharing with us the real estate fun fact.
Yes.
Can you enlighten the audience as well?
So what a lot of people don't know about the real estate market is that there's a 10-year trend. Usually it's kind of like the stock market, but more gradual. So for 10 years, we've been what's called bullish. Bullish means an upward trend.
Okay.
So we will see the idea of property values going up, the demand for real estate going up. Oops, sorry about that. The demand for real estate going up, and supply going down.
Okay.
That's what we've kind of been dealing with since the recession in 2008. But as you can see now, we're coming up on the 14th year after that happened, which is long overdue for a downward trend.
Okay.
So now we're in a place where a lot of the decision makers have been trying to avoid the idea of a downward trend, which is what's called bearish. And because of that, now we're seeing the feds, they're upping the mortgage rates and stuff like that, or the interest rates overall. And they're doing that because they're trying to interrupt the idea of pricing and inflation going too far, which I believe, in my opinion, it's already gone too far. Which is, I don't know numbers off the top of my head, but we're setting a lot of records, not so good records, for price increases and whatnot. So now it's becoming what I guess everyone knows is a recession.
Yes.
Which could have been avoided in a sense, as far as, where things are possibly going. But it's to be expected in a sense, because every 10 years the market's going to go up, and then for another 10 years it's going to go down.
Guaranteed.
So, yeah, and it's usually just what happens.
Oh, wow.
Now, to what nature it happens in, that's a different story. That's where, different decisions could be made to help facilitate the idea of when it does go down, it's not a crash.
Now, you had a question by one of the viewers. Could you read that, Mr. Butler?
Let me go ahead back to it.
What's the question?
All right. Kevin McFour, he asked, okay, let me see if I can pull it up. There it is. What if you have bad credit but have capital to buy?
I guess it's kind of hard to answer that question, considering it. I guess the question would be, what are you trying to buy? So if you're looking to buy a house and you're looking to get a loan, you're not going to get a loan because your credit score is not where it needs to be. You can have all the capital in the world, but the one thing is credit. Credit trumps it all, really. So now if you're looking to go on the investment side, then that becomes a different story, because you can start to leverage other people's money. But because you have the capital, you can put the capital up front, but use someone else's name, someone else's established credit, business credit, to invest. But if you're looking to buy personally, you just got to work on that credit score and get it up. But if you have the capital, my advice is to get someone like a credit specialist, use some of that money that you do have, and just get them to get your credit to the position. Yeah, you're better off doing that.
Do you guys offer that type of service at your...
We don't.
You do not?
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't. But we do have people that we can refer you to,
Awesome.
to help you get into that position. So
That's pretty cool. Well, Thank you, Mr. Ramsey. I feel like I can ask questions all day about
Real
buying a
estate?
home. Yes.
Yes, you can.
Because I'm interested at some point. I'll be
Hmm.
50
Hmm.
this year,
Hmm.
so it is my goal to have a house.
Absolutely.
That is something that I really want, and I'm going to achieve that.
Absolutely.
So you will be hearing from me most definitely very soon.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Curtis Butler, welcome, welcome, welcome as always.
Hey, that's me. Good morning, ATL.
Good morning and
Good
around
af-
the world.
Good afternoon in Qatar. You know who you are.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Butler, veteran author, cool in the gang. You have a quote in your book that I like. The only thing worse than going blind is having sight and no vision.
Yeah,
And you know the Bible said, "A man without a vision shall perish."
that's right.
Wow, I like that.
Thank you.
I got my signed copy, y'all. And if you haven't gotten your copy, you can also A Warrior Married to His Wife and PTSD. Make sure you check out Barnes and Noble. Is that correct?
Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, Books a Million, but everybody go through Amazon because it's a 2 to 3 day return to ship to you.
Really? Okay. Now, ironically and beautifully, you guys are neighbors.
Yes, that's my partner right here.
That's
This my, as we say in New York, this my man's right here. That's my homeboy.
As your homeboy? Okay, great. Now, did you sell him his house?
No. Actually, it wasn't until we moved into the neighborhood before I met him.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we was moving in.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Oh wow. Love thy neighbor as thou love thyself. That's what the word of God say. Y'all don't want to get me to preaching because I'm believing in the word of God, and it's really what keeps me going, and knowing that I can make it in this world. Um, so, Mr. Butler, now what are you going on tour soon with your book? What's going
Right
on?
now, I'm just waiting on the colleges and universities. I guess when COVID is over with, then they'll start booking me for different universities. Payne College in Augusta, Georgia. Um, University of North America, that would be myself along with Cool and Cool in the Gang.
Yeah, I saw you on the book with Cool and the Gang's wine and your
Champagne.
champagne. I'm sorry, sparkling champagne. I saw you on the gram and with the champagne and your book in the middle. That was really nice. Are you guys gonna be making baskets or something soon?
No, what happened was I talked to one of my buddies that worked for the University of North America, and can't say names right now because I didn't let him know that question was gonna come up.
Okay.
And when I spoke to him and his staff on Zoom, I said, hey, I have a book out, A Warrior Married to His Wife from PTSD.
Uh-huh.
And I said, hey, Cool has a Cool champagne. So I pitched it to him. I said, go pick up, go pick up a book, a nice book with a glass of Cool champagne. Put your kids to sleep, get your favorite snack out, and have a great evening. And it was like, okay. So now they have it set up now that I'll be signing books. Cool will be signing the Cool champagne.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to try to get, they're working on getting Cool in the Gang to go ahead and, when they have their graduations, have Cool in the Gang go ahead and do a concert for the University of North America in Virginia. And I set that up, and that probably took about 5 minutes. Because Cool called me and said, how you set that up? I said, when people like what you're doing, they see that you moving in a positive way, they're
Right.
gonna go ahead and they're gonna go ahead and follow, because everybody want to hang out with someone who's doing great things in the community. And coming from where I came from homelessness all the way up to where I'm at now, that's a testimony in itself.
Right.
So
That definitely is. And you being a homeowner, I know after battling homelessness, I know that has to be such always a gratitude moment because you've made it where you want it to be. I know when you're homeless, you're thinking if I could just get that apartment or that place I want to live. But now you have a home that you get to share with others that you choose to, and which is such a blessing. Many people do not get to come out of what you've gone through. PTSD is a very serious thing, and a lot of people take it lightly. My daughter is now suffering from PTSD. She's gone through a lot over the years, and then now they have her on medication. So it's
I definitely want to talk about the medication part.
you do. Let's talk about that.
Chapter, I think chapter 3 or chapter 4, the different men that I brought to the bedroom.
Oh, so you when you were on the medication or off?
When I was on the medication, I was, from 2007 to I say probably 2018, I was on 85 different meds. I was on meds that I was taking together that should have killed me.
Wow.
The doctor let me know that you can't take those two together. I said, I've been taking these two together for a minute. They said, these two will kill you. I said, well, I'm still standing.
My God.
And when I used to look at myself in the mirror, I didn't even know who I was. I didn't know if I was coming or going. And the meds, like I told you last time I was here, I can write a book on just the meds that I took, and you would get high. Anybody that read the book would get high. They get punch drunk. And the meds, the side effects, is worse than the symptoms.
My God.
You look at the symptoms on some of the meds that I was taking, you'd be like, wow, how you still walking? You know, how you still driving?
Right.
Because I'd rather speak about it. That helps me out better. Because
Right.
I'm in my right mind.
Yes.
You know, I still go through my struggles and fights and stuff. But, you know, I have people, I have families, you know, members, I have good friends, you know, I call them family now. In fact, my neighborhood, I call them my family. I don't
Okay.
call them friends. Y'all my people.
Are you the neighborhood watch?
Yes, I am.
I could just only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I peeped that when we first moved in.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to, I would tell the single ladies up in there, lights keep people away. Turn your lights on in your front door and your garage.
Okay.
And the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it keeps people away.
Wow.
So even though in the military, I was giving my shirt off my back, and to this day I still do the same thing. I give my shirt off my back, but now I can do it now a little bit, you know, prouder. I'm not happy because we still have over 600,000 homeless veterans, and you have to look at it. I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm just gonna come on out and say it. You have to look at slavery days,
Yes.
right? You look at the slave owners, then you look at our government. What's the difference between the slave owners back then, our government?
There is no different.
Yeah, because slave owners, they did scare tactics to get the slaves to do what they supposed
And the
to do.
government is still doing that.
Okay, now when the slaves, you know, when they're broken and battered, and they can't, you know, till the farm and all this stuff, what do? They don't send them to another plantation.
Right.
They put them out the pasture. Y'all know what that means when I say put out the pasture. I'm keeping it 100 because I don't believe in doing politically correct. That means lie to the American people.
Right.
Okay, when a veteran is broken and battered and came back after they did, you know, took care of the country that says that they love them, when you don't get your benefits, what happens? You get put out in the pasture.
Right.
I've been put out in the pasture.
Right.
But so now I'm here to talk to everybody now, again, whether they want me to speak on their behalf or not. Once you raise your right hand, I don't care if you got a bad conduct discharge, a general discharge, honorable discharge, they still need to take care of you because you took care of them so they can go from point A to point Z. And then, you know, you also have to ask the government, why are y'all getting better treatment than your warriors? Why? You know, what's going on with that?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. You don't feel any type of way that we have over 600,000 homeless veterans. We're not even talking about regular homeless civilians. But then again, you give Ukraine $40 billion. You think about it, $40 billion to stop or to control these homeless veterans until they start receiving their benefits. See, our government, they're looking at, well, they're looking at us and we got to do this. And they're not taking care of the homeless veterans because, one, it doesn't put money in their pocket. See, when they send that money over to Ukraine, that $40 billion, oh, they hit the jackpot.
Right.
Again, they getting ready to do elections again. And I'm still waiting on Reverend Senator Warnock to give me a call. He has the book. There's one commercial he was in. You saw a veteran. You didn't hear what they said, and that was it. Now, I got to call out the people that's in the state of Georgia because I live in Georgia now.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys or young ladies go for these positions, even Governor Kemp, I'm getting with the Democrats and Republicans, nobody said anything about we're going to go ahead and curb our veteran homelessness. Not one commercial. You can look it up right now. I guarantee you, I bet you everything I got in my bank account. Not one person, Democrat or Republican, came out and do a 20-minute piece or a 5-minute piece on we're going to take care of homeless veterans in our sector. You're getting paid for it. You do one term and get paid for the rest of your life. I got soldiers, they pay for their life by ending up in a casket.
Mm.
Again, to our government, how dare y'all disrespect us?
That's true. That's the next book. How dare you disrespect us? Because I like that title.
I gotta market that, you know.
Yeah, how dare you
Yeah,
disrespect
you know,
us?
you basically you disrespecting us.
Yeah, and they have.
And how can you call yourself clean up somebody else's house and your house is filthy? Why do we shouldn't even have one homeless veteran?
We should not.
Not one.
You guys have done amazing things for our country.
We miss birthdays, anniversaries, Father's Day, Christmas. I don't know how many holidays I miss.
My God.
My kids don't even know me.
Mm.
When I was going through the fight, the 78-month fight, and I'm explaining to my kids, Dad can't take care of y'all because he got my hands tied up in federal court.
Right.
And, I got rears that's behind. And I'm like, I'm unemployable, can't work. But these judges, state, city, local, federal, they don't care about that.
No.
They don't get, they want money. Our government is based on getting money. That's it. They don't work for we the people. They work for their homeboys and their homegirls that got these corporations. They prove it with the veterans. They don't care about us.
Right. Oh my God, that's deep.
And that's why I wrote A Warrior Married to His Wife in PTSD. When you read the book, it's gonna make you cry. You're gonna smile. I even prayed for our government to get their act right.
Mm-hmm.
They have to.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you would go to bed, I guess when you would go home to your wife, you would be different people.
But when I was married, yeah, the different meds I would take, man, it just,
So she didn't know who she was gonna get.
man, I don't know if I can say that on the radio, but what I'm saying anyway, hell, I didn't even know who I was.
Wow.
I would look in the mirror sometimes and be like, man, I had a big old beard and I look like a grizzly bear.
Oh, so you was like a hippie.
I was just there. I just didn't care because the years that I did defending the country that said that they love us, but when we come back, they say something totally different. It was like I was embarrassed to be a veteran, and I'm like, man, I never thought I would say that, but I'm like, I watched my grandfather who was in World War II, Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
he didn't get any benefits. Thank God for my aunts and uncles and my dad that helped my grandfather and grandmother get the medicine. That was like one bottle was like $500. That was crazy.
Mm.
You know, it's
Wow.
just we still have homeless veterans from the Vietnam War.
Right.
That's almost 50 years, and we still can't get our act together.
That's
Our
right.
government can't get their act together.
Well, hopefully, your message will touch other veterans and people that read your book. Tell people how they can get in contact with you if they.
I have a Facebook, Curtis Butler III, capital III. Instagram is Curtis Butler III. I'm still learning how to work that. Twitter is the same thing, Curtis Butler III. And I'm around town. People can, holler at me. My email address is nyc_ATL1967@yahoo.com. And I love to hear what other people have to say. And hopefully one day we can get this book put in, not in Hollywood, but, make it where they keep all the real stuff in there. Because, when you take your book and you want it to be made into a movie or a documentary,
Right.
they want to go ahead and chop this up and chop that. I want somebody that's going to go ahead and do it justice, because my veteran brothers and sisters, they need justice.
That is so true. That is so true. They do. Mr. Ramsey, I want to say thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely.
And I hope that you come back and
Definitely.
share with us at another time on the process of buying a home, because I'm sure someone missed it today. And home is stability. So, and it's also the number 4.
Yep.
So number 4, everybody need number 4 in their life. You can't get the number 5 until you have a number 4. So you need that stability in your home, and everyone needs a place to lay their head.
Yep.
So we need you to give us that information.
I'll be here.
All right.
Just say when.
I sure will. Thank you so much. We would like to thank Curtis Butler III, veteran author of A Warrior Married to His Wife and PTSD. Make sure you get your copy. And if you want a signed copy, make sure you buy your book and get in touch with him on his social media outlets. Ronald Ramsey, the Ramsey Company, we want to thank them as well. Today, if you're looking for a home, make sure you reach out to, what is your website again?
TheRamseyCo.com.
TheRamseyCo.com. I'm going to leave you with this quote. Keep looking up. As my mother used to tell me, when you walk, don't look down. There's nothing down there for you. So always look up, because that's where my help comes from, and yours too. All right? I'll see you in the morning, and have a beautiful day.
Sponsor on the show, please email StoneyLoveShow@gmail.com. Only on 108 Praise Radio and Clark TV Network. Thank you for joining us today on the Stoney Love Show. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. And if you would like to be a guest or a sponsor on the show, please email StoneyLoveShow@gmail.com. Only on 108 Praise Radio and Clark TV Network. Thank you for joining us today on the Stoney Love Show. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. And if you would like to be a guest or a sponsor on the show, please email StoneyLoveShow@gmail.com. Only on 108 Praise Radio and Clark TV Network. Thank you for joining us today on the Stoney Love Show. We would like to thank all of our sponsors. And if